All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and all the ships at sea. This is Beatles Eternally Baseball Channel back on the air, much to the chagrin and pain and utter agony of many. I want to thank everybody today for a fun chat, and certainly for the great stuff happening on the Howie Shanks League. It's 11:52 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. I'm probably going to be the only one in here. But I felt like doing a game, so tonight, Houston Astros will be visiting the Athletics, and we'll just call them the Athletics. It's going to be Shane Reynolds, 1-2 in the year, with an 8.36 earned run average versus the great Eddie Plank, Gettysburg Eddie. So he's 0-1 on the season, 4.2 earned run average. And let's get to Oakland. There's Carlos Yaz. So Carlos, it's probably going to be just you and I. So welcome in, buddy. Good to see you. All right. And we'll have, of course, a designated hitter in this game, as it is American League. So, leading off for the visiting Houston Astros in right field, Cesar Zidane. He's playing day-to-day with an injury. Batting second at second base, Craig Biggio. Let me move my mic up here a little bit. Batting third in left field, Lance Berkman. Batting cleanup at first base, Jeff Bagwell. Batting fifth in a hot bat of late, Ken Caminiti. Batting sixth, designated hitter Glenn Davis. Batting seventh in center field, Richard Hidalgo. Batting eighth at shortstop, Dickie Thon. And batting ninth in catching, Brad Osmus. Shane Reynolds with a 1-2 record, as we said. His whip is 1.71. 7.1 strikeouts per 9 innings, 3.2 walks. And now for the Athletics, leading off in left field, Ricky Henderson batting second at first base, Jason Giambi batting third at third base, the Beast, Jimmy Fox batting cleanup in a cold bat of late, designated hitter Mark McGuire batting fifth in right field, Mr. October, Reggie Jackson batting sixth, center fielder Bucketfoot Al Simmons. Batting seventh at shortstop, Miguel Tejada. Batting eighth in a hot bat, catcher Terry Steinbach. Batting ninth at second base is Mark Ellis and Gettysburg Eddie Plank. So Plank averaging just 5.5 strikeouts per innings, 4.2 walks. Let's get to the ballpark. All right, Carlos playing a Steam game, but listening. All right, man, enjoy. Absolutely, have fun. And here we are at the Oakland Coliseum, soon to no longer be the home. I guess that's going to be 2025, in which these Athletics will be moving to their fourth city. So started out in Philadelphia, went to Kansas City, Oakland, and then going to Las Vegas. All right, we're going to have our little fly around at the park, but Cesar Cedeno leading it off here. A 207 average for him, 6 runs batted in, including 2 home runs. And settle in and hope you enjoy the game. And if you're playing a Steam game, have fun. It's all good. A little baseball on in the background. All right, Plank is ready to deal with Cedeno. Cedeno swings. This one, a soft comebacker to the mound. Plank has it. Close play at first, and Cedeno beats it out. So Plank having a bit of a trouble getting a handle on the horsehide. They're going to score that one an infield hit. So the speedy Cesar Cedeno is aboard, and striding to the plate now is Craig Biggio. So the second baseman hitting .242 for these Astros. 4 runs batted in, including a home run. Cedeno, good lead off first. Plank checks the runner, the 1-2 pitch. And quick snap throw down by first. Giambi's tag not in time, but Terry Steinbach with that quick throw. So Cedeno leads off first again, and here's the 2-2 pitch to Biggio. Biggio swings. This one grounded to second. They're not going to turn two, so up with his Ellis. He's going to go to first for the sure out. Cedeno moves to second, 1 away here in the top of the first. And that brings up Lance Berkman. Berkman hitting .217, 14 runs batted in, with 6 home runs. Plank peers over his left shoulder at Cesar Cedeno, has the sign from Steinbach. The Hall of Fame southpaw winds and fires. The 1-0 pitch to Berkman. Berkman swings. This one, high fly ball to center field. and camping under it and waiting for it to come down is Al Simmons. So 2 away here in the top of the first for Houston, and that brings up Jeff Bagwell. Bagwell off to a pretty good start in this season. Bagwell hitting .277 with 13 runs batted in, and 6 trips downtown. Steinbach flashes the signs, and Gettysburg Eddie from the set, and here's the pitch. This 1-2 pitch sent out to center field. Simmons in on it, converging, calling off Reggie Jackson, and that will retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. A runner left in scoring position. We head to the bottom of the first inning. It's the Houston Astros 0, and the Athletics coming to bat. Ricky Henderson will lead it off here for Ricky. .281 average, just 2 runs batted in. Ricky has yet to homer in this season. So Brad Osmus sets the target for Shane Reynolds. Reynolds deals. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Ricky. Henderson cuts on this one. Little 2-hopper to short, and plenty of time for Dickie Thon to fire on to Jeff Bagwell for out number 1. Jason Johnby now. Johnby hitting an even 200, 3 runs batted in, or 9 runs batted in, 3 home runs. Shane Reynolds into his windup, and here's the pitch to Johnby. Johnby swings, and this one slapped into right field for a base hit. So Johnby aboard. These teams now tied in hits at 1 apiece. Johnby no speed at first, and here is a veritable legend. Ted Williams said of Jimmy Fox, Ted Williams said, "You could blindfold me and I could tell you when Fox was batting because it sounded like an explosion." One of the most feared hitters in the game, but Jimmy not off to a great start, hitting just .167 double X with 7 runs batted in, including a home run. So long before Ted Kluszewski started doing it, Jimmy Fox, as I've said before, would actually, to intimidate pitchers, would cut the sleeves on his jersey. Hall of Fame pitcher Lefty Gomez once lamented, was quoted as saying that Jimmy Fox, I mean, he was a very muscular person, that even his hair had muscles. Jimmy Fox, dying in his late 50s, actually choked to death, unfortunately, at dinner. There was an analog of Jimmy Fox. The part that Tom Hanks plays is very, in A League of Their Own, is very loosely based on Jimmy Fox. However, Jimmy wasn't sort of the drinker that, what was his character? Jimmy, whatever it was, or whatever his Tom Hanks' character was in League of Their Own, but is loosely based on Jimmy Fox, who did manage in the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League. So I'm sure most of you knew that. And I think it's Casey Candel's aunt. I think that's who it was. She played in the AAGPL and was also one of the consultants on that excellent movie. One of the best baseball movies around, really. Love League of Their Own. All right, here we go. Shane Reynolds deals. Here's the 2-1 to double X. And Fox swings. This one a liner to center field, and this gets down for a base hit. So Johnby starts to round second, but he'll hold 2 on for the Athletics, and here comes Mark McGwire. We mentioned at the top of the broadcast that McGwire, a cold bat, and indeed it is. McGwire hitting just .130 with 3 runs batted in and a home run. So Jason Johnby at second, Jimmy Fox at first. Shane Reynolds, let's go with the 1-2 pitch, and McGwire sends this one soft liner to medium left and down into the glove of Lance Berkman. So 2 away here, 2 on. Hey, Tim, good to see you. There's not much of everyone here. It's just you, Carlos Yaz, and myself. I was watching a movie, and I'm like, damn it, I feel like doing a baseball game. So, so Tim, when's I know you said you had your games, what, 160, 61, 62. When have I'm not always receiving notifications. So when's the next one? And John DFW. There you go. That's all we need, man. So Tim, applause for Tim, finishing up a long project, 2007 Indians replay, Stratomatic Cards and Dice. And for you cards and dice guys getting this stuff done. Tim, I never asked you. Do you play any digital baseball games? I don't think I've ever asked you that. All right, Shane Reynolds deals. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, and this one, just a little tapper to first. And up with it, Bagwell tossing over to first, and that retires the side. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, 2 left on. We go to the top of the second. We're scoreless here in Oakland. Ken Caminiti will lead it off here, followed by Glenn Davis and Richard Hidalgo. So Caminiti hitting a healthy 348 in the season, 12 runs batted in, 2 home runs for him. Gettysburg Eddie into his windup. Here's the 3-1 pitch to Ken Caminiti. Caminiti swings on this one, come back to the mound, and Plank this time does get a handle on the horsehide and fires on to first. So 1 up, 1 down here in the top of the second. So Tim says he does not play any digital games. All right. Game 161 will be premiering 10 a.m. Yeah, and you say 10 a.m. today. So I'm one of those weird people that since it's still night, to me, it's still Friday night. So, all right, but 10 in the morning, and that will be game 161, guys. So, and then you're going to start uploading game 162 soon, probably premiere that at 10 p.m. All right, so we have one of those morning evening doubleheaders. So that will be on Saturday. Looking forward, and I don't expect a lot of people in tonight in one of those infamous Beatles Eternally 5-hour confabs. So hope to catch your premiere tomorrow, Tim. And Tim, you're going to be taking a bit of a break, and later on in the year, going to be doing a great season for the Pittsburgh Pirates, 1972. Many baseball historians have argued that it was actually a better team than the world champion 71 Pirates. The 72 Pirates, of course, falling short of the World Series. All right, Eddie Plank to deal now to Glenn Davis. Glenn Davis has batted in 12, 4 home runs. Glenn hitting 226. Gettysburg Eddie with the wind and the pitch. And Glenn Davis' first pitch swinging. Sharp grounder to short. And easy play for Miguel Tejada, who fires on to Jason Giambi for out number 2. Eddie Plank looking for the quick 1-2-3 inning now as center fielder Richard Hidalgo steps up with the wicket in his hand. 265 average for him, 7 runs batted and 2 home runs in the season. Plank with the 3-1 delivery to Hidalgo. Hidalgo takes inside, ball 4. So he will take the slow trot down to first and exchanging a couple words there with Jason Giambi. And here's Dickie Thon. And there's somebody, it's a name you don't hear talked about too much these days, Dickie Thon. But having a great start to this season in this all-time greats franchise league in Alva Park 24. Dickie Thon hitting 328. He has batted in 10, and he's gone yard 3 times. All right, Plank with the delivery. Thon rips on this first pitch. This could be 2, grounded to short, and they will not turn 2. They don't need to. There were 2 outs. This is what I get for doing a game after midnight, but it's all good. All right, side retired. The Astros leave 1. They do not capitalize. Bottom of the second, baseball fans, and we are scoreless. And Bucketfoot Al Simmons, Miguel Tejada, and Terry Steinbach due up for the Athletics. Al Simmons, birth name Aloysius Szymanski, called Bucketfoot Al because of his rear, the way he stood in the batter's box, his rear foot like sort of way back. I always like to learn about these batting stances. Like Mel Ott had a weird batting stance as well, and so many other players, or what they did at the plate. Willie Stargell with that kind of windmill action that he did with the bat. But Bucketfoot Al, I've always thought of him as the Athletics version of Lou Gehrig. He was always overshadowed by Jimmy Fox, but a feared slugger in his own right, certainly. All right, Shane Reynolds ready to deal now to Simmons. And here's the pitch. Simmons swings on the first one, and this one drilled to center, and this line drive will get down for a base hit. So the Athletics, with a man on, that's the third base hit for the squad in green, and here comes Miguel Tejada Tejada hitting just 171. 3 ribbies, 2 dingers for him. Simmons will steal the occasional base. So of the 2 sluggers on this team, well, there's 4 sluggers, but of the 2 that were on the same team, Simmons and Fox, Simmons a little faster on the base paths than Jimmy. But then again, Jimmy had 536 home runs and probably spent a lot of his career just trotting around the bases. All right, Shane Reynolds checks Simmons at first. And here's the pitch. And there goes Al Simmons, as if on cue, the slide, the tag, and Al Simmons has his first steal of the season. So Bucketfoot is in scoring position. Tejada back in, and the 3-1 count. Tejada swings in a 3-1. This one a flare to left field, but it's going to hang up there and find the glove of Lance Berkman. So 1 down. Simmons does not move to third, and here's Terry Steinbach. Steinbach, a hot bat thus far in the season. He's sporting a .396 average with 9 ribbies and 4 home runs. Shane Reynolds deals to him. The count even on Steinbach at 2-2. Steinbach swings, and this one is going to be a gapper into right, and Steinbach is going to have himself an RBI as he pulls into second, slides into second with the RBI double, and the Athletics taking an early 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the second inning. Brings up Mark Ellis, the second baseman, hitting .211. Reynolds checks Steinbach and comes home with it. The 2-1 delivery. Mark Ellis swings. This one grounded to short, ranging to his left, and making the fine play is Dickie Thon. Fires on to Jeff Bagwell for the 6-3 putout. 2 away, Terry Steinbach remains at second, and there is Aaron Reed. So, Aaron, I was going to do Game 2 of the 1990 World Series, but I wasn't sure you'd still be up this late. So, just picked a game from the all-time greats, and I saw Eddie Plank was pitching, so I had to do it. All right, Texags. So the draft went great. We hope you'll be part of the next one in a few weeks. We had a lot of fun. We got into some really good baseball discussion and everything afterwards. It went very well. Steve Tate is finishing up all the teams and logos. People are submitting their lineups, rotations, everything. I still haven't even looked at my team. I'm just assured by Big Clue I picked a better team than I thought I did. So, missed you here last night, bud. I mean, as far as it was a long stream. So, but thank you for coming in. We had a nice 4.5 hour. It started out today. I did a game of old time baseball, White Sox, Red Sox. And then we had MV come on and Robert RJO Network come on. So good 4.5 hour stream today, just mainly talking baseball. And sometimes it got a little heated, but in good ways. It was good stuff. So yeah, so am I. Hey, there's Todd B. He's going to watch for a little while. I got 2 Cleveland fans here. I almost was going to do an Indians game tonight, but haven't really done much with giving the Astros a look. So Aaron Reed said that was a good chin wag earlier today with some good crack. There you go. Boy, you're an Irishman, Aaron Reed. Yes, you are. John DFW says he discovered that he didn't get a single year from 1980 to 1987. No Dale Murphy or Cal Ripken. I think except for me, because I don't know the teams that I had as well, that that was part of that today, John. We were talking about what was it you guys missed or whatever, or you wish you had, and so missing Ripken, and especially if you being a Braves fan though, pardon me, not having Dale Murphy, that's tough. And I'm a huge Dale Murphy fan, one of the good guys in baseball. Another Brave I always liked a lot was Bob Horner. All right, back at the top of the order for the Athletics and Ricky Henderson. So 1-0 Athletics lead here in the bottom of the second, 2 down. Shane Reynolds with a 3-2 pitch. Ricky swings on this one, and this one up the alley and left, but giving chase and making a great catch. Out there in left field. is Lance Berkman, so making a nice catch. So a run in for Oakland, and we head to the top of the third inning. It's 1-0. And Eddie Plank, who is working on a one-hit shutout, we're only just in the third inning, will face Brad Osmus, Cesar Cedeno, and Craig Biggio. Plank ready to deal. Here is the full count to Osmus. With a .317 average, Osmus swings. This one a grounder to short. And gloving it is Miguel Tejada, who fires on to Jason Giambi. 1 up, 1 down. Cesar Cedeno now comes to bat. So yeah, John DFW has got 1962 Hank Aaron. You gotta love that. Is Texags asking. Bernard, I am sorry I missed your game. I had to, and I'd let you know I was trying to get back in time, and I couldn't. But I'll be catching it tomorrow. Hopefully there's going to be a lot of baseball going on tomorrow during the daytime. But I saw you did 1950 Red Sox. And thanks for being a part. And Bernie, if I can say something to you, and because it got a bit chaotic today, as you know. Please don't ever, I know you'd said about, sorry about changing the subject or whatever. Please don't apologize. This is your home, this little channel, as much as your own channel is yours. Don't apologize, man. Just have fun. We're here to have fun, talk baseball, whatever. So, man, and I loved your focus on, what, at the end of the day, we do this for fun, no matter what games we're playing or what we feel about who should be in the Hall of Fame or who shouldn't be. So thank you for that. That was such a great contribution. So Todd B says that Horner's playing well for his 82 Braves in his project. Too bad they're the worst team in his project. Ouch. So Todd continuing an excellent project in Allen Park, 22 players from 1977 to 1982. All right, Eddie Plank deals now to Cesar Cedeno. I believe that's in Out of the Park. It might be in Action PC, though. I could be wrong, Todd. I think you're doing that in Action PC, right? High pop fly on the right-hand side, and waiting for it to come down. That one might have brought rain, is Terry Steinbach. Yeah, come to think of it, aren't you doing that in Action PC? Because because to do this in Out of the Park baseball would have been a royal pain in the arse. So yeah, Action PC, easy to put together. So glad you're keeping us up to date on that. I don't know if Dwayne Martz and Cousin Ken ended up playing their head-to-head footy tonight. So if they did, I'm going to have to catch that on the flip side too. Not a footy fan, but big fan of Cousin, of course, and of Dwayne Martz. So, all right, Biggio bats with 2 down. He has nothing for 1. Eddie Plank deals the 1-0 delivery from the Gettysburg, PA native. And Biggio, this one definitely is going to make the wall in the gap in right field. Biggio digging for 2 as Simmons comes up with the ball, and Biggio will hold up with a 2-out double. So the tying run now on for the Houston Astros, and Biggio has speed. Lance Berkman, nothing for 1. Plank with the 1-0 delivery to Berkman. Berkman swings, and this one, high fly ball into medium deep right field, and Reggie Jackson makes the catch. So the Houston Astros strand 1 in scoring position, fans, and we go to the bottom of the third inning, and it's the Athletics 1 and the Astros nothing. Okay, you didn't see them on. Maybe it didn't happen then. Looking forward to that. Tex says, well, I know a lot of guys would disagree, but for me, Roger Maris deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. It upsets me that he isn't. I think we all have, there's somebody that we feel should be in the Hall of Fame and isn't. And I will also wager that there are guys in the Hall of Fame that we think should not be. And I said this earlier today, I am a rabid Pittsburgh Pirates fan. And all due respect to Bill Mazeroski, but he should not be in the National Baseball Hall of Fame. Pirates Hall of Fame, absolutely. But while he was an excellent, defense, second base, he was excellent. I wouldn't say he's one of the great second basemen, but he was very, very, very good. He's in Cooperstown for 1 swing of the bat in the 1960 World Series, and I'm sure, again, each of you, probably even your own franchises, I wonder how many of you would think about that in your own franchise. somebody in your franchise that's in the Hall of Fame that you believe shouldn't be there. So for me, it's Bill Mazeroski, and I think Dave Parker from the Pittsburgh Pirates should be in the Hall of Fame. So if anybody feels like talking about that, that'd be great. Shane Reynolds deals. Here's the 1-2 pitch to Jason Giambi. Giambi swing and a miss. So big cut, but nothing but air. One down. Shane Reynolds picking up his first K of the game, and here is the beast, Jimmy Fox, 1-for-1. Reynolds deals to Double X. The 1-2 pitch. Fox swings. This one just a little grounder down to third base. Easy play for Ken Caminiti as he fires on to Jeff Bagwell for the 5-3 putout of Fox. So 2 away. 2 away, 2 away. So, oh, that's cool. John says that he had lunch with somebody today who coached Craig Biggio's son in T-ball. Awesome. Right. So Tex, I hear you, right? So Tex saying, again, referring back to Roger Maris, he says, if one swing of the bat can get you into Cooperstown, right? 61 swings should get you in. Yeah. Todd B says, and Joe Carter. Joe Carter should be in there twice, shouldn't he? Right? Tim says, Dave Parker was an answer in my immaculate grid today for Reds Brewers. Bernie says, I agree. Maris, like Mazeroski, earned it for an accomplishment. I don't have an issue with that. Some events are so dramatic that they are enough, in your opinion. I respect that. I respect it. I really, really do. That was. I mean, the Pirates were. I mean, that Game 7 in 1960, and you guys can catch it online. It's there. I think the final 3 innings are on there on YouTube. That was a nail biter all the way through. They were going bananas at Forbes Field. I guess my contention really is this, when we talk about, at least about Maz, is that there are so many people, so many players not in the Hall of Fame. The aforementioned Dave Parker, not in the Hall of Fame. Big Clue will laugh if he catches us on the flip side. Sherry McGee, I believe, deserves consideration for the Hall of Fame. There's 19th century players that will probably never be considered again. And it's just hard for me. And again, this is, I think Bill Mazeroski has been so great for the Pirates. He's a great spokesperson, great ambassador, whatever, but not Hall of Fame. And yet there's Dave Parker, But you get into the vagaries of how they vote in Cooperstown, or the baseball writers, and you end up kind of blowing up a little bit sometimes. Your brain just wants to go like in that movie Scanners. All right, Mark McGwire, 0-for-1. Shane Reynolds deals. Here's the pitch. McGwire flied out to Berkman his last time up, and this one, high pop fly on the infield, and calling everybody off and making the catch is Dickie Thon. So the Athletics go in order, and we head to the top of the 4th inning. It's still the Athletics 1 and the Astros nothing. John says Roger Maris has the same career WAR as Bain. Texas Ags, I'm not even a Yankees fan, but Roger Maris was one of your top 3 players as a kid. So Bernie told me something interesting yesterday, and at first it twisted my mind until he explained it to me. So, of course, everybody knows he's a Red Sox, dyed in the wool forever and ever. I mean, the man got to see Ted Williams play. But Bernie's second favorite team is the New York Yankees. He said in a broadcast the other day, he said, I know this isn't going to make sense, or whatever it is, but he said, even though I hate them, the Yankees are my favorite team. And that's pretty significant coming from a Boston Red Sox fanatic. So that was kind of cool. Yeah, John, I think there is too. I think there is a lot of politics. Oh, well. Hey, at least Bill James got a book out of it. What happened to the Hall of Fame, right? All right. Plank deals. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Jeff Bagwell, who flied out his last time up. And Bagwell this time is going to get line drive down in the right field corner for extra bases. Bagwell pulls in with a leadoff double here in the top of the 4th. So Houston with the tying run in scoring position. Here is Ken Caminiti. Caminiti, 0-for-1. Eddie Plank checks Bagwell, and the 1-2 pitch to Caminiti. And Caminiti looks at it, called strike 3 in the outside corner. Nice fastball by Eddie Plank. So 1 away. And here's Glenn Davis. Glenn Davis, nothing for 1 against Plank. Grounded out his last time up. Davis swings, and this one a soft fly ball into left field. Ricky Henderson has it in his sights and in his glove. So 2 down. Bagwell remains at second, and here's Richard Hidalgo. Hidalgo drew a walk against Plank. Here's the pitch. And Hidalgo's going to walk again, so good eye up there against Gettysburg Eddie. Second free pass issued by Plank, and here's Dickie Thon, nothing for 1. Bagwell at second, Hidalgo on at first, 2 away here. Plank brings it home, and this one a little squibber to third, and up with it is Jimmy Fox making a nice play. Needed to get that throw off in a hurry, and indeed he does. The Astros strand 2, and we go to the bottom of the 4th. It's still a 1-0 game. 7 hits for these two teams, 4 for the Athletics, 3 for Houston. No errors, and the differential just 1 run. So Plank with the 3-hitter, Shane Reynolds, just scattering 4 hits as we enter the bottom of the 4th inning. So Bernie says there are some players who are just important to the sport of baseball. Mazeroski and Maris fall into that category. I would agree with you. I would just qualify that and say that for me, Bernie, Maris is far more deserving. And I'm not talking about character-wise. I mean, that was a hell of a thing. And God, for what Maris had to go through all those years with the damn asterisk and all this kinds of stuff, and Maris faced a lot of heat. I don't have to tell you about that 1961 season. Yeah. I think one thing we can all agree on, the Hall of Fame is always going to be a contentious subject. Oh, I'll check it out, John. Thank you. Roger Maris, Baseball's Reluctant Hero. Great book. Recommendation by John DFW. I will definitely check that out, John. Always looking for good reading, baseball or otherwise. So in this case, it is baseball. So Todd B saying the Red Sox got Larry Anderson for Jeff Bagwell. Sounds like something the Indians would have done. Oh my God. So I think it's always good. The thing that always gets me a little bit suspicious is when I meet people, baseball fans, and they're usually the very casual baseball fans who have nothing at all negative to say about their team. It's like they can do no wrong, So I've met a few people like that, like fellow Pirate fans. We've never done anything wrong. Like, are you serious? Really serious? Right? We could have been contenders all through the 2010s and into the 2020s, but who do we unload? Everybody that wanted to stay in Pittsburgh. So please. All right, Shane Reynolds deals to Mr. October. The count full on him. Reggie grounded out his last time, and this time is going to be just a rather uneventful pop-up on the infield and a rather easy catch for Ken Caminiti there at third. So 1 down. Here's Al Simmons, 1 for 1. Al Simmons also has a stolen base in this game. Reynolds deals to Szymanski, the 1-2 pitch. Simmons, a knee buckler there. So that went in there for a called strike 3, a little splitter action there. So thank you for that, John. For that link, I'll definitely be getting that. Bernie says he saw his 61st home run, talking about Maris on the telly. He hit it off Tracy Stallard of the Red Sox on the last day of the season, and it was on there in Boston. Tim says, Todd, he says the Indians fleece clubs too. Sandy Alomar, Carlos Baerga, and Chris James for Joe Carter, Kenny Lofton for Willie Blair, and Eddie Taubensee, Omar Vizquel for Felix Fermin. I remember Felix Fermin. I remember all the other guys too, but I think Fermin played for a while with the Pirates, if I'm not mistaken, and Reggie Jefferson. Can you imagine what could happen to Todd B if they'd intentionally walked Maris every time up that day? I'm surprised they didn't. Um, right. If you guys know anything about the batting race between Ty Cobb and Lajoie, um, that was in fact somebody got thrown out of baseball for that. It was against the St. Louis Browns, and the Browns manager, I forget who was playing third for the Browns, but he was telling, was it Jacobson, whoever, he wanted him to play back because they knew that that whatever if Lajoie would try to bunt or whatever. And so they were, because Cobb was hated so much, the Browns were kind of, they wanted to see Lajoie. As it turned out, because it was 19, I think it was the 1911 campaign, and so the prize, of course, was a Chalmers automobile, one for each, one for the batting leader in each league. And as it turned out, both Lajoie and Cobb received an automobile that year. But that was a big scandal back in the day. All right, 2 down here for Miguel Tejada as Shane Reynolds deals. Here's the 3-1 pitch. And Tejada will lay off that one. So ball 4, fastball missing. Shane Reynolds has struck out 2, and that's his first walk of the game. And here comes Terry Steinbach. He is 1 for 1 with a run batted in. Reynolds deals the 2-2 pitch. Steinbach swings, and this should end the inning. Grounded to short, and indeed it does. Dickie Thon will fire it on to first, and that will be out number 3. No ones, 1 hit, 1 walk, or no runs, no hits, 1 walk, a runner left on. We head to the top of the 5th inning, and we're still at 1-0. Let's check back in with the chat. Texac says, I'm surprised they didn't walk him either, but they didn't respect him enough to do so. That's true. They didn't think he would do it. The guy went through hell and breaking the record. He sure did. Now imagine, right, because he and the Mick, in the 1961 season, they were both on fire. And had that been the Mick, here's my question: do you guys think they would have walked Mickey Mantle to preserve Babe Ruth's record? What do you think? I'm kind of curious about that. Because right, smart money, as that home run race was going on, and before Maris surpassed Mantle, smart money would have been on the Mick to break Ruth's record. All right, Brad Osmus will lead it off, and then we get back to the top of the order and Cesar Cedeno, and then Craig Biggio. Eddie Plank has walked 2, struck out 1. The count full on Osmus. Osmus swing and a miss. So Gettysburg Eddie, good sinker. And this one, actually, it looked like Osmus chased a little bit, but Plank will take K number 2. Clinton Parks, welcome in. Good to see you, bud. So Texag, answering my question, says, I doubt it, to be honest. They feared Mantle, but the media and fans would have destroyed them. Yep. Bernie Strum said, hey, well, what about Hank Greenberg? Right. Oops. So I think it's just another one of the many reasons I love baseball. These great stories and great things that happened in the game. And so I think that's a plausible answer, Tex, in terms of Mantle. I think that would have been a disaster to try to... and I don't think, given that, I don't think they would have given Mantle the asterisk either. All right, here is the delivery to Cedeno. Cedeno swings, and this one a hard grounder to first, and on a room service bounce, it's going to be Jason Giambi, and he will take this one to the bag himself to get the speedy Cesar Cedeno. So Cedeno, again, not playing at full strength day to day. Slight injury to him. I'm hearing it's maybe a little bit of little tenderness in the hamstring area, what have you. 1 for 2 now as Craig Biggio steps in. 2 down here in the top of the 5th. Eddie Plank with the 0-2 delivery. Biggio doubled his last time up, and this one just a soft fly ball into right field, and Reggie Jackson makes the catch. Houston goes down 1-2-3. It's 1-0 as we go to the bottom of the fifth. Clinton Park saying ho hum. Petty over Josh 3-1. Stone has an inside to Parker. Steals 2 bases. You'll see the results. Still getting used to status pro. So you say you're still getting used to it. You're liking it though, Clinton? I loved status pro. Though I'll never do Digital Diamond online. I bought Digital Diamond, but I've never messed with it. I bought every year. But I'm thinking about just offline doing some status pro since that's actually included in the game. I've always liked status pro baseball. We played, of course, I guess it's still a fast action card game, what have you, but loved it. Loved that game. Carlos, yeah, says this is awesome. Beginning of the stream, Beatles he'd probably be the only one here. Nice to see some other folks in here though. But it's all good. Yeah, they just weren't not going to let a Jewish athlete break record. Yeah, Andy Cohen, of course, the first Jewish player to, of note in baseball, but Greenberg. Wow. And yeah, let's, have to face up to that. And, it's a terrible fact today. We've talked so much about, the pre-integration days in baseball, but it was no better for Jewish players. It was not good at all. Greenberg, and such a good man he was, and devout in his faith, but was unfortunately the recipient of many sort of anti-Semitic slurs. And you're right, Bernie, they would not have allowed that, and it's a shame. Babe Ruth would have loved it. He would have had no trouble with it. But there you go, right? Shen Reynolds deals now. Here's the pitch to Mark Ellis. Mark Ellis looks at a call at strike 3. Nice fastball by Shane Reynolds. That's K number 3 for the Houston Hurler, and it brings up the top of the order now. Batting with 1 down, Ricky Henderson, 0-for-2. Cannot figure out Shane Reynolds yet. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Ricky cuts on this one, and this is going to be just a 4-3 putout. So 2 up, 2 down, and here's Jason Giambi now. Giambi has a hit in 2 tries. Reynolds deals the 3-0. Giambi lays off, ball 4. So in 4 straight pitches. And making the easy amble down to first is Jason Giambi. And here is the beast, Jimmy Fox. I don't have a horse in this race, but I want Jimmy to crank one right here just because it's Jimmy Fox, one of my favorite players of all time. Shane Reynolds deals to Fox. Fox swings. It's not going to get out of the park, but it's going to get down for a base hit. So a little liner to center there for double X. Giambi at second, Jimmy Fox at first. Clinton says, talking about Digital Diamond, says very much. It's a reunion for me. He does it every season, going to on Digital Diamond's board game companion. His only knock is that Mark needs to simplify the syntax for entry. Yeah, I was watching the sort of guide that Mark does, and I'm like, okay, this kind of hurt my brain a little bit. The last weekend of the season, says Clinton Parks, Hank Greenberg asked permission from his rabbi to play on the Sabbath and got it. That was huge because, as you know, Hank Greenberg would not play on the Sabbath nor any of the high Jewish holidays. He just wouldn't. Much as Branch Rickey never played or managed on Sundays because of his convictions. And I admire that. Yeah, none at all. From my understanding is Babe Ruth was just, he loved everybody. What a good guy. Todd B says, I would like to put our draft teams together in Digital Diamond, but would take forever. Unless they've changed something up, Todd, it would take some time, but unless Mark has done some changes, even in the past year, it's certainly very doable. And again, as I've said, you've got everything in Digital Diamond every season, so it might be kind of fun. You can ask as many questions as you want, Bernie. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're right about Koufax. I don't think he pitched on the Jewish holidays either. Yes, I think Tex is talking to Clinton on that, but yes, there's a PDF for that. Hey, Dwayne. So did you and cousin play footy tonight, or did that kind of, you know, not happen? I wasn't around all evening, unfortunately. I really wanted to check that out, but Steve, how you doing, man? You're the last person I expected to see here at this time of night. He said had late work and a dinner out tonight, and we'll have the Shanks file tomorrow. Hey, man, Steve, don't pressure yourself, man. It's all good. It is all good. But props to you. Only 2 teams left to compile. Don't tell MV. I promise, not a word. You know what's good thing Steve came in to answer that. I'm not sure what we're gonna have the penalty set at. I do remember though Steve playing Aaron out of position in Shanks 2, and it wasn't. I don't think it was a huge hit. So, but maybe Steve, knowing the guts of everything, might know a little better about how much of. So, and it's funny because Robert didn't get a full-time center fielder. So you guys are kind of in a strange sort of thing there with both your outfields. But Bernie, you have a juggernaut of a team, man. They're tough. All right. So here's the delivery to Mark McGuire. 2 down, 2 on. McGuire swings, and this one drilled into right. Base hit. Is this going to be enough to throw to the plate? And they're going to flash the stop sign. Jason Giambi. Giambi just does not have the wheels. Cesar Zdeno coming in great momentum on the ball. Mr. October steps in now, and the bases are sold out with Athletics. Jason Giambi is at third, Jimmy Fox at second, Mark McGuire at first, Reggie nothing for 2. Shane Reynolds needs to make a big pitch right here to keep Houston within 1 run of these Athletics. Here's the 0-1 pitch from the stretch. Jackson swings. High fly ball to center field. And waiting on it out there and making the catch is Richard Hidalgo. So Shane Reynolds, scary, facing Reggie Jackson with the bases loaded and gets him to fly out. So no runs, 2 hits, no errors. They leave him loaded. And we go to the top of the 6th inning. It's still the Athletics 1 and the Astros nothing. So Steve Tate says the game will show you. If you look at a player's card, they'll show their fielding percentage for positions, and you can see how much reduction is applied to their range and fielding percentage. Pretty cool feature of the game. Yeah, it is. I was just curious. Oh, hey, Clinton just subscribed to Dwayne Mart's channel. Awesome. Way to go, Clinton. I'm hoping someday we can get Clinton back to broadcasting. It's been a few years, my friend. All right, Lance Berkman will lead things off here for the Houston Astros. Berkman, nothing for 2. Plank not dominant, but is working on a 3-hit shutout. Plank with 2 strikeouts and 2 walks through 5 innings of work. The southpaw deals full count to Lance Berkman. Berkman, a swing and a miss. Eddie Plank pulling the string, a little change up there. So 1 up, 1 down. Jeff Bagwell will have a go. He is 1 for 2. Eddie Plank brings the 2-0 delivery to Jeff Bagwell. He doubled back in the 4th. Bagwell swings. This one hard hit to left. Going back on this ball and making the catch is Ricky Henderson. So a little bit too high and just not deep enough. So 2 up, 2 down for Ken Caminiti. Caminiti, nothing for 2. Plank deals to Caminiti, who struck out against Plank in the 4th. Caminiti swings, and this one line to right, base hit. So that's the 4th hit now for Houston. Caminiti aboard for Glenn Davis, who's nothing for 2. Plank with a check of the runner. And here's the pitch. And he hits Glenn Davis. So Davis not too happy about that, but he will take it He will take first. That one a little curveball, 72. So Glenn's not going to die out there. So Ken Caminiti at second. Glenn Davis at first. Here's Richard Hidalgo. Hidalgo has walked twice against Plank. In fact, the only 2 walks issued by the Gettysburger and Hall of Famer. The 1-1 pitch to Hidalgo. And he hits Hidalgo. This is 2 straight hit batsmen. What's going on out there with Eddie Plank? Because the bases are loaded, 2 down, and here's Dickie Thon. Dickie Thon, not necessarily a home run threat, but he does have 3 in the season thus far. So Caminiti at third, Davis at second, Hidalgo at first. Eddie Plank in a bit of a pickle here. From the stretch, here's the pitch. Thon swings, and this one line to center field, and this will go down for a base hit, and 2 runs are going to score. Dickie Thon, the throw to the plate, he is safe. Dickie Thon picks up the 2 RBI single, and just like that, now the Houston Astros here in the top of the 6th lead the Athletics 2-1. Hidalgo at second, Thon at first, and here's Brad Osmus, who's nothing for 2. So Eddie Plank really has nobody but himself to blame for that. 2 consecutive hit batsmen. So the Athletics manager keeping a close eye on Eddie Plank. And of course, DH in this game, so Plank can be pulled at any time. Plank deals. The 1-2 pitch. And swung on by Osmus. And this one into medium center, and Al Simmons makes a running catch. So inning over, 2 in for the Houston Astros. We go to the bottom of the 6th, and the Athletics now find themselves behind 2-1. It'll be Al Simmons, Miguel Tejada, and Terry Steinbach due up for the men in green. Steve Tate has created the Hagerstown Bears. Yeah, Eddie Plunk, how about it, right? Okay, so around lunchtime tomorrow. Good, Steve. Looking forward to it. Felt so bad missing Bernie's game tonight. I had to be out, but going to hopefully be up in time to catch Tim's premiere tomorrow at 10 a.m. and then you around noon. So, as Todd B says, lunch is overrated. So Todd B being a stand-in for the Taskmaster MV. All right, bottom of the 6th, here's Aloysius Szymanski. Bucketfoot is 1 for 2. Shane Reynolds has fan 3 and walk 2. The 0-1 pitch now to Al Simmons. Bucketfoot swings, liner to right. This will get down for a base hit. So making the nice stop there in right field is Cesar Cedeno. He doesn't get to that ball, and Simmons easily has a double, possibly a triple. Cedeno not the strongest arm out there. Here's Miguel Tejada now. So Tejada in this game is nothing for 1 in a cold bat. He is down to 167 as of this at bat. Shane Reynolds with the 0-1 delivery. And the runner goes, and Al Simmons is going to have his 2nd stolen base of the game and the season. So Al Simmons fancying himself a bit of Ty Cobb out there. Tejada back in the box now. Tying run in scoring position, fans, and nobody out. The 1-2 pitch. Tejada swings, and this one, high fly ball center field, ranging over to his right, and making the catch is Richard Hidalgo. So no way Simmons is going to be able to advance on that play. 1 down for Terry Steinbach. Already has a run batted in this game. He's 1 for 2. Reynolds with the 2-2 pitch to Steinbach. Steinbach swings, routine grounder to short, and they will look Simmons back. Nice play by Dickie Thon out there, and Steinbach is retired. 2 away, and we're bottom of the order now for the Athletics and Mark Ellis. Ellis nothing for 2. So a chance for the Athletics to tie it up here. Reynolds deals to Ellis. And Ellis sends this one out to center field. This one's got distance. It's over. This one is going to be an RBI double as this one gets over the head of Richard Hidalgo in the deepest part of center field here at the Oakland Coliseum. And the Oakland Athletics with 2 down tied up thanks to the Mark Ellis double. And that will be it for Shane Reynolds. So Frank DePino comes in now to pitch, and let's look at DePino, actually Stepino, sorry about that. Let's look at his numbers. 6 1/3 innings work, no decisions, 11 hits, 6 earned runs, 5 walks, and an 8.53 earned run average. All right, we're all tied up here in the bottom of the 6th. DePino has finished his warm-up pitches. The 3-0 delivery now to Ricky Henderson. Henderson will draw the walk. So that fastball missing. So Henderson at first, Ellis at second for Jason Giambi, who's 1 for 2. DePino deals the full count to Giambi. Giambi lays off that one. So Oakland now with 2 outs and the bases loaded. And the last time they had them sold out, they left them sold out. And here is the beast, Jimmy Fox, who is 2 for 3. And Jimmy Fox standing in there. Sleeves cut away as he always did. DePino has the sign from Brad Osmus working out of the stretch. 2 double X. Here's the full count. Fox swings, and just an easy grounder to first. Jeff Bagwell up with it. Will take it to the bag himself. The Athletics leave them loaded. They do pick up a run, but had a chance to blow this one wide open. Let's head to the 7th inning now, and it is tied at 2. Cesar Cedeno, Craig Biggio, and Lance Berkman, the 1-2-3 hitters, due up for the Houston Astros. Yeah, as long as you, right? Oh my God. So Steve should start the first. Yeah, Steve should start the first YouTube 24-hour live channel. I think it'd be great. All right. All right, back to the game here. So Cedeno 1 for 3. Eddie Plank rubbing up the ball, has the sign from Terry Steinbach. He winds and he pitches the 1-1. Cedeno swings, ground ball to short. Textbook play, Tejada on to Giambi for the 6-3. Put out 1 up, 1 down. Craig Biggio 1 for 3. Plank's delivery, long fly ball to right field. Going. This ball is out of here. Craig Biggio sends the horsehide 390 feet, and Houston reclaims the lead here in the visitors' half of the 7th. It's 3-2. So goodbye, Mr. Spalding. Let's have another look at that shot. Exit velocity 105 miles an hour, and just over the fence. But tomorrow that's going to read like a Mickey Mantle shot. All right. Lance Berkman in there now. 1 out, 3-2 Houston lead. Berkman nothing for 3. Eddie Plank with the 0-1 to Berkman. Berkman swings, and this one just a little liner down to third, but on the taking it on the hop is Jimmy Fox and fires on to Jason Giambi. So 2 away here. Jeff Bagwell 1 for 3. Southpaw Plank shaking off Steinbach. Now has one he likes. Here's the pitch. Bagwell swings. This one toward the gap in left field, but it will hang up there for Ricky Henderson to make the grab. But the Houston Astros pick up a run and reclaim the lead, and now lead 3-2. We're in the middle of the 7th, and 3-2 is your game, or 3-2 is your score so far. Well, we'll be missing a Tex Ags, but we totally understand. Definitely do understand. And there'll be plenty of baseball during the week. As he says, he has season tickets to Aggie F-ball games. He's had the seat since 1978 and not going to see us much on the weekends. Hey, it's all right, man. We'll be here during the week, too, and enjoy it, man. You got to You know, it's your priorities, and totally, totally, totally get it, man. Enjoy it. Enjoy it, enjoy it, enjoy it. All right, Mark McGuire, Reggie Jackson, Al Simmons due up here. The number 4, 5, 6 hitters for the Athletics. Down just 3-2. The Athletics had bases loaded twice in this game and failed to capitalize. All right, Frank DiPino stays on. Here's the 3-2 pitch to McGuire. And he swings. And this one, high fly ball out toward right center. And Hidalgo on the move and makes the catch. 1 up, 1 down now, and we have a pinch hitter. So Sox Seabold. Seabold, a 250 hitter in the season thus far. He's 1 for 4, and with a solo home run. All right, Osmus sets the target. DiPino with the 0-2 pitch to Seabold. Seabold's not going to get a home run this time. Nothing but air. Slider coming in from DiPino, and that's his first strikeout. So 2 down, and here's Al Simmons. Simmons 2 for 3. DiPino deals the 2-2 pitch. Simmons, knee buckler on the inside corner for strike 3. The Athletics go in order. Baseball fans, we go to the top of the 8th. It's Houston 3 and the Athletics 2. I hope you guys are enjoying the game. All right. So Ken Caminiti, Glenn Davis, and Richard Hidalgo. Eddie Plank, those hit batsmen, came back to bite him. All right, here's the 1-2 delivery to Caminiti. The wind in the pitch. Caminiti swing and a miss, strike 3. Eddie Plank bringing some good old country fastball there. So that's his 4th strikeout of the game, and Glenn Davis will come to the plate, 0-2. Plank into his wind, the 1-2 pitch to Glenn Davis, who was plunked last time. This time, strike 3. Now Eddie Plank bringing it the way he should. This time a changeup, and that's strikeout number 5 for Gettysburg Eddie. As Todd B says, he'd search for Carmen Electra as opposed to Carmen Sandiego. All right, Richard, and I don't blame you. So Hidalgo, nothing. He is nothing or nothing. He is a walk twice. The only 2 walks by Eddie Plank to Richard Hidalgo. So Hidalgo, very disciplined against Eddie Plank in this game. Here's the 1-0 delivery now. On its way. Hidalgo also hit by a pitch. This one just a grounder to short. And not a problem. It's going to be Tejada up and over with the 6-3 putout. Houston goes in order. We go to the bottom of the 8th. And it's still a 3-2 Astros lead. Miguel Tejada, Terry Steinbach, and Mark Ellis due up. Frank DiPino now in 1 1/3 innings of relief has struck out 2 and walked 2. He is into his wind. Here's the 2-2 pitch from the southpaw. Swing and a miss. All right, so 1 down. Tejada will grab some pine. Here's Terry Steinbach. That's DiPino's 3rd strikeout. And Terry Steinbach is 1 for 3 in the game with an RBI. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Steinbach grounded out his last time up and looks at a called strike 3. So that fastball on the corner, and that's DiPino's done. He is done. All right, so Eric Chavez into pinch hit for Oakland, and coming on to pitch is Octavio Dotel. And if I've mispronounced that, I'm sorry, but I think it is Dotel. Octavio. So I actually say his first name is Octavio, so I guess Octavio Dotel. All right, a 2.84 earned run average, 5 strikeouts, 2 walks, 6 1/3 innings pitched, no decisions. Finished with his warm-up pitches. Chavez hitting .333, 2 runs batted in, and a home run. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Eric Chavez. And Chavez swings. This one flown out to center, coming in and to his left, and pulling it down is Richard Hidalgo. 3 up, 3 down for Oakland, or for the Athletics, and we go to the top of the 9th. It is still 3-2. Bernie says, just to note about his broadcast tomorrow. Yep, it's 1967 Red Sox season replay game. The last time he broadcast 1967 on the channel, actually attended the original game he's replaying. Looking forward to that, Bernie. That's going to be great. As everybody else is talking about Charo. Not a bad subject. All right, here is Dickie Thon. Brad Osmus and Cesar Cedeno. When we get to the bottom of the ninth for the Athletics, it'll be the top of the order. Ricky Henderson, Jason Giambi, and Jimmy Fox. Steinbach sets the target. Eddie Plank with the 2-2 pitch to Dickie Thon. 2-run single was last time up. Thon is going to bounce this one to short. And Tejada, with plenty of time, will make the throw onto Jason Giambi. 1 up, 1 down for Brad Osmus. So Eddie Plank trying to maintain here and keep his Athletics in the game as we go to the bottom of the ninth. Plank, though, has to get past Osmus and then Cesar Cedeno. Osmus nothing for 3. Eddie Plank into the wind, and here's the pitch. Osmus swings in the first pitch. High pop fly on the infield, very high. And who's going to get it? It's like a little convention out there, and that will come down into the glove of Jimmy Fox. So 2 away. Cedeno 1 for 4. Eddie Plank with the wind and the 0-2 pitch to Cedeno, grounded out his last time up. Cedeno takes call at strike 3 on the inside corner. Nice curveball by Plank. We go to the bottom of the ninth inning, and Oakland finds itself on the short end of a 3-2 ball game. Ricky Henderson, Jason Giambi, and Jimmy Fox due up. Brad Lidge will come on to close it out here, or try to close it out for Houston. No decisions in terms of wins or losses. 5 1/3 innings pitched in the season thus far. 5 hits, 1 earned run given up, 4 walks, 7 strikeouts, and quite a nice ERA of 1.69. All right. Lidge ready to deal to Ricky. Ricky's nothing for 3. 3-2 your score. Here's the 3-2 pitch to Henderson. Last time he walked, and he walked this time too. So the tying run is now aboard for the Athletics. So starting to get a little bit more interesting in this tight ball game. And here's Jason Giambi. You got to think that Henderson's got to use that speed. Giambi 1 for 2. Brad Lidge peers over at Ricky Henderson, has the sign from Brad Osmus. Here's a 2-2 pitch. Henderson does not go. Swing and a miss. Oh, my. So Giambi goes down on strikes. That's strikeout number 1 for Brad Lidge. And here comes Jimmy Fox. Jimmy 2 for 4 today. Fox only with 1 home run thus far in this season, and hitting a rather chilly 186. And his batting average has gone up with that 2 for 4 today. Lidge deals. Here's the 0-1 to Fox. Fox swings, and this one a gapper into. No, it is not. Just a fly ball to right field, but that was going into the gap. So Fox is out number 2, and it's down to Mark McGwire. 1 for 4. Big Mac's batting average as of this trip to the plate is 137. Lidge deals to McGwire. McGwire swinging a miss, and that's your ball game. Good tight one here. Houston takes this one from the Athletics. Let's go to our recap. Astros deal Athletics a 3-2 defeat. Houston Astros had to overcome a fine effort from Eddie Plank to grab a narrow 3-2 win at Oakland County Coliseum. Plank went 9 innings and allowed 3 runs. The win belongs to Frank DiPino in relief. His record improves to 1-0. Eddie Plank took the loss for the Athletics, and they are now 7-12. So tough start for them. Houston improves to 10-9. Dickie Thon, Houston shortstop, had a direct impact on the outcome. Thon contributed a 2-run single in the top of the 6th inning to put Houston up 2-1. So your player of the game is Eddie Plank in a losing cause. Let's look at the pitching line and let's see. So Eddie Plank goes 9, 6 hits, 3 runs, all earned, walked 2, struck out 6. It took 4 pitchers for Houston to get this victory. So Shane Reynolds went 5 2/3. Frank DiPino came in, gets the win, goes to 1-0. Dotel worked 1/3 of an inning, and um, Brad Lidge gets the save. So that's this ball game. All right. We'll just auto play out the rest of these. As I might now. I'm not going to save the Pirate game. We'll go ahead and do that one too. But I want to check in. Thank you, Dwayne. Appreciate you. Are you doing a game tomorrow, Dwayne? Yeah, Charo was a fantastic guitar player. From what I've heard, one of the best in the flamenco style in the world back in her day. But back then, and the way she looked, I don't know how many people, at least males, were paying attention to her guitar technique. D. Scott Howard says, did anybody notice, and welcome in, my friend? He says, Julio Rodriguez went 9 for 9 in the last few days. 10th time up, he reached by error. Wow. Texag says, great job, Beatles, as usual. Thank you. You guys make it all fun. You make it easy. Appreciate it. Not sure if she is or not, Todd. But I've seen some footage of her from back in the day, and ooh la la. All right, we're going to quick play. This is Milwaukee Brewers, Pittsburgh Pirates, Cal Eldred versus Howie Cabinets. And Dave Parker is injured in this game, so bruised thigh. So it's good. He's going to be out for a week. All right, let's get back and let's get scores. So Parker out. It's just letting me know because I'm managing. But the Pittsburgh Pirates dispatched the Milwaukee Brewers 6-3. No home runs in this game, so Pittsburgh improves to 12-7, and the Brewers fall to 10-9. Yay! We're just going to go back and forth on the screen here. Next one, Atlanta Braves versus the New York Mets. This could be Kevin Millwood versus knuckleballer R.A. Dickey. I was trying to think of his name the other day. Here we go. The New York Mets defeat the Atlanta Braves 7-3. Home runs in this game, David Wright and Mike Piazza. And a crazy home run, it looks like. Oh, my God. So Piazza had 3 home runs in this game. Wow. Let's make sure. Let's look at this box score. It'd be fun to look at the highlight reel, but it's too damn late. But I love the fact that it does this. So where are you, Mike? Where are you, Mike? Mike! We hardly knew you, lad. Oh, hell, I don't know. I'm too tired to look. Anyhow, let's go back to the scores. All right. And moving right along, Mariners Marlins. This is Eric Hansen, A.J. Burnett, former Bucco. And the Mariners take care of the Marlins 7-5. Home runs, Ichiro, A-Rod, and Phelps. All right, Cardinals Nationals, Daffy Dean and Bill Gullickson. The Nationals defeat the Cardinals 10-7. So Ken Boyer goes yard for St. Louis, Alfonso Soriano, Vladimir Guerrero, and Andre Dawson for the Nationals. Okay, moving along here, the Cincinnati Reds, Chicago Cubs, Mario Soto, Rick Sutcliffe. Actually, that would have been a fun game to do. The Reds, though, 6-11 in the season, and the Cubs 4-12. Quick play this out. The Cincinnati Reds defeat the Cubs 8-6. Paul O'Neill with a home run. Rig Stevenson. Paul O'Neill for the Reds, home run, and Rig Stevenson, a dinger for the Cubbies. Phillies and Rockies, Robin Roberts versus Denny Neagle. Denny Neagle, former Bucco. And the Colorado Rockies pound the Philadelphia Phillies 10-2. Chuck Klein picked up a home run for the Phillies, and Andres Galarraga and Carlos Gonzalez for the Colorado Rocky Nine. The Giants and the Padres, Jason Schmidt against Randy Jones. That would have been a good one, too. And the San Diego Padres take this one from the Giants 6-3. No home runs in that game. Diamondbacks and Rangers. This will be Ian Kennedy against Dazzy Vance. And the Dodgers edge the Diamondbacks 3-2. So Williams goes yard for Arizona, and the Penguin for the Dodgers. Blue Jays, Indians, David Wells against Cliff Lee. And the Indians edge the Blue Jays 4-3. Devon White picks up a home run in a losing cause for the Blue Jays. Angels and Tigers, Andy Messersmith versus Max Scherzer would have been another good one to do. And the Angels edge out the Tigers 7-5. Troy Glaus, Glaus and Morales each with home runs for the Angels. All right, Yankees Rays, Whitey Ford, James Shields. New York Yankees take this one 3-0 on a 3-hit shutout. No home runs in that game. Twins Royals, Blyleven, Burt Blyleven versus Kevin Apier. And Kansas City takes this one 4-1 over the Twins. White Sox Rangers, Chris Sale and Kenny Rogers. And this one belongs to the Rangers 10-7. And a crap ton of home runs in this one. So, wow, for the White Sox, Frank Thomas, Shoeless Joe Jackson, and then for Texas, good Lord, my eyes. So Howard Held, Hamilton, Cruz, and Bell. So Texas Rangers bringing out the big lumber tonight to dispatch the White Sox. Astros Athletics we just did. And finally we're down to the Orioles and the Red Sox. Urban Shocker versus Smokey Joe Wood. So the Orioles off to a 3-13 start. We did the Orioles and Red Sox a few nights ago. The Red Sox at 10-8. Before we play this one, here we go. And it's the Boston Red Sox edging the Orioles 6-5. Big Papi with a home run there. We'll check our standings, and we're going to close it off then in a moment or two. In the AL East, the Yankees widening their lead a little bit over the Red Sox. The Yankees on a 7-game winning streak. The Red Sox on a 4-game winning streak. But the Yankees 4.5 up, and the Red Sox, Tampa Bay in third place, 5 back. In the American League Central, it's the Cleveland Indians with a 4.5-game lead over the Royals. The Royals trying to keep the pressure on the Indians. Both of these teams on a 3-game winning streak. Cleveland 7-3 in their last 10. Kansas City 6-4. Go to the American League West. It's the Texas Rangers. Tight race out there in the American League West right now. Rangers just 1.5 up on the LA Angels, and then the Astros and Mariners are 2 back. And I'm not talking about the teams that are below 500. Going to the senior circuit, the New York Mets 1.5 up on the Atlanta Braves, and that will take care of the first and second place teams there. In the National League Central, the Cardinals 1 game up in the Pirates now. The Cardinals losing, the Pirates on a 2-game win streak, so the Pirates just 1 back. The Brewers 3 back. And finally, in the National League West, Colorado half game up on the Dodgers. So there we go. Go ahead and save this and just check up on the chat here before we make like shepherds and get the flock out of here, right? I know you don't have to save games out of the park, but I'm paranoid. Whew. All right. Zsa Zsa Gabor, right? Smokey Joe's Cafe. Yeah, Carlos, your Cubs do have some work to do. So just trying to keep tweaking in here. It's not for lack of talent. Certainly on the Chicago Cubs all-time great team. I mean, geez, you got Finger Brown. Don't know what, Hack Wilson, Gabby Hart, and Sammy Sosa, Ryan Sandberg, Kai Kyler, Mark Grace. You got Rick Wilkins. You've got a great team here, just off to a slow start, 4-13, but wouldn't count them out. So, who do they meet next? The Diamondbacks. These guys are going to haunt me. So, the Diamondbacks will visit the Cubbies for 4 games coming up. It's Shanks. Yeah, oh yeah. I didn't name off all the players, Texags. Both Billy Williams and Ernie Banks are on this team. In fact, yeah, there's Ernie Banks has 2 home runs right now. Hack Wilson leading with the Cubs, he has 3. So yeah, both Billy and Ernie are in here. I'm not going to forget them. So, not to worry. So, yeah, I don't how many. Oh, so we're playing 162 games. What? Duh. 162 games, Texags. So I don't know. Like, we're going to broadcast a few games. We're going to do the All-Star game and stuff like that. But I guess we anticipate 2 to 3 weeks, and then we go to Shanks 4, and hopefully you'll want to be part of it. Tim, I think, said count him in. Big Clue, or not Big Clue, who said, or no, Big Clue wants to be in the next McGreevy, which I hope to start real soon, as I just have to empty all those guys out into the draft pool. So we're going to do McGreevy this time, not from the baseball history collection. So that's going to be a little different. Yep. All right. Definitely, definitely. Yeah, Todd, because we're good. Unlike the last iteration of Shanks, we're going to be simming most of it. Bernie's going to be calling some games. Dwayne will be calling some games. Steve will, and I will. But it's going to be like all-star game, and like we'll sim out a month, play out a couple games, sim out another month, play another game. We get into July, we'll do the all-star game. We'll make a big hullabaloo about that. So yeah, gonna knock it out. So that way, we want to keep evolving the league. We were talking earlier today in that longer stream that we want to return to that. We had that Hall of Famer limit during the last iteration of Shanks, and I think many of us want to see that come back again. We did hold a vote, but I think we're going to vote again because only 4 people voted. Big Clue wanted to ask the chat, and I did a poll whether or not you wanted the opportunity to trade players before the season starts in the next Shanks. And 2 people voted yes, 2 people voted no. So no consensus there thus far. All right. That's it. I'm going to surprise you guys and actually go off like within this 10 minutes that I said I would. So thanks for coming in, guys, to Tex Ags, to Todd B, Clinton Parks, Bernie Strom. Check out Bernie. He's going to be doing some baseball tomorrow. I know Dwayne's going to. So always looking forward to Dwayne doing his 1961 Braves and Yankees replay. Bernard tomorrow playing a very special, meaningful game for him. So tomorrow will be a 1967 game. Steve Tate for his, my God, his Herculean efforts and everything that he does for the community. Absolutely wonderful, and it's dangerous. He and Legends are now teaming up for some MLB The Show stuff. D. Scott Howard, thank you, my friend. As always, it's a rare treat these days to see you. Tim, Clee baseball fan, awesome as always. Carlos Yaz was the first one in the ballpark tonight, and he gets the Charo bobblehead doll back when she was a babe. How's that? And did we get everybody? John DFW, thank you for coming in. We're supposed to say, I think, it's Midlife Crisis we're supposed to always say hi to. But Aaron Reed, thanks, buddy. And that's it. So until next week, gents, you guys have a great day tomorrow. I'm going to probably do a game tomorrow, but really looking forward to Bernie. Also, just a reminder quickly, Clee Baseball Fan has a premiere tomorrow, 10 a.m., game 161 of his 2007 Indians replay and Strat Cards and Dice. Check it out. Bernie will be on tomorrow. Steve Tate will be on tomorrow. So I may not do a game after all. It'll be fun. I'll just watch everybody else do baseball tomorrow. And Dwayne Martz also. Good night, everybody. Until next time, see you around the batting cage.